Hi Soumya, good morning.
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, just now I got your profile from HR team. It looks good. Yeah, could you please tell me about yourself?
Okay, sir. So, first of all, thanks to give me the opportunity to introduce myself. I have completed my degree in SOC College at Nagarkoil, and I have knowledge of Linux and some programming languages and Azure services also. And my short-term goal is to get a job for a reputation company, and my long-term goal is to get a big portion in my company. And once again, thanks for giving me the opportunity. So that's all about myself, sir.
Okay, let's move on the technical part. The first one, how many replicas are maintained for each SQL Azure database?
Yeah, actually, we have three replicas. The three replicas can be maintained for each SQL Azure database, and one of them is a primary replica. It must be noted that when one replica is goes down in the sense, another replica is automatically promoted. So that's it, sir.
Okay, next one, what are the limitations of SQL Azure database size at that time? Could you explain?
Yes. Currently, the maximum SQL Azure database size can be 250 GB or 500 GB or 4 terabytes. Okay. So 250 GB in the sense like S0, S1, S2 and S3. 500 GB in the sense P1, P2, P3 up to P6. And 4 terabytes in the sense like P11 and P15. So this is the limitations of SQL Azure database in size at the time, sir.
Yeah, can you explain differentiate between the Azure table storage and the Azure SQL service?
Okay. You mean differences between Azure table storage and Azure SQL servers, right?
Yes.
Okay. Coming to Azure storage service, I mean table storage, it has no SQL type of storage on Azure. Coming to the Azure SQL table, so it has a relational storage structure on Azure. And I'm taking the Azure storage service, I mean table storage. The data is stored in key value format and is called entity. Coming to the Azure SQL table, this is the data is stored in rows and columns combination in SQL table. And coming to the data, coming to the table storage service, so this is the data scheme is not enforced for storage. I'm taking the Azure SQL table, so this is the data schema is enforced for storing the data. Error occurs if schema is violated. In this storage service, like table storage service, the partition and row key combination are unique and for each entity. And this Azure SQL table, with the help of primary or unique key, uniqueness can be defined. And coming to the table storage service, so this is there is no relationship between tables. Azure SQL table relationship between tables can be created with the help of foreign keys. And the table Azure storage services, the table store can be used to GOR storing and log information or diagnostics data. And this Azure SQL table can be used for transaction based application. So this is the difference between table storage service and Azure SQL table, sir.
Okay. What do you understand about futures of Azure can stop the issue of high load on application when there is no man support on the floor?
Okay, so the issue can be stopped by using VM scale sets. It done so by defining proper configuration and conditions to provide a new VM when the load to the application increases. So Azure VM scale sets allows developer to manage a group of VMs that are load balanced, and these scale sets can be configured to increase or decrease the count of VMs based on the application demand or on the basis of a predefined schedule. And scale sets ensure high availability of applications, so it lets developers to manage, update and configure the large VM centrally. And they also support the development large scale applications that support big data and compute and big workloads. Azure scale set can be support up to 1000 VMs, and in case of custom VM images, the limit that is 600 VMs.
Okay. Yeah, can you explain SQL Server on Azure VM and what are its use cases?
Yeah, Azure SQL Server, right?
Yes.
With the help of SQL Server on Azure Virtual Machines, users can deploy full version of SQL Server without managing any underlying infrastructure. So the only difference in managing on-premise SQL Server and SQL Server on Azure VM. So from DBA point I mean DBA point of view is that the virtual machine is now in Azure Infrastructure Cloud, so that we can use this SQL Server on Azure VM. Some use cases available here. If we want to complete control of SQL Server similar on-premise SQL instance, and if we use features not supported by Azure SQL database, in the sense Azure managed instance, and in case of legacy applications migrations to Azure, and in the cases of lift and shift cloud migrations, and extending on-prem environments to the cloud, and the final point is development and the test environment. So this is the SQL Server on Azure VM, and this is the use cases.
Okay. What do you understand about how to secure Azure function?
You mean how to secure the Azure functions, right?
Right.
Yeah, you can secure Azure functions. Some options available here, like security center, log and monitor, HTTPS, functions access keys, authentication, authorization, permissions, secret management, and for data validation, and you to set up the usage quarters, and you can handle the error handling, and store the data in encrypted format, and restricted ZORS access, and you can disable the remote debugging, and you can deployment the credentials, and you can disable the FTP protocols, and secure SCM endpoint, and you can do continuous security validation, and final one is you can network security. So this is the way of to secure the Azure functions, sir.
Okay. Can you explain what is CS pack in Azure?
Okay, CS pack. CS pack is a command line tool, sir. So it is used for building the servers, package pools, and it is also helps in preparing the application for deployment in Microsoft Azure or computer emulator. And the CS pack tool is used to create .cs CSC FG file, which is a cloud for servers configuration file, and it is mainly used to store the some steps like number of roles instances for the deployment of each role in the project, and the thumbprint of the certificates, and the user defined configurations and settings. So this is the CS pack in Azure, sir.
Okay. What do your options are available for deployment environments provided by Azure?
Sorry, sir. If you don't mind, could you repeat your question?
Yeah, what options are available for deployment environments provided by Azure?
Okay. Actually, Azure provides two deployment environments. We have two environment like staging environment and the production environment. Staging environment in the sense this type of environment is used for validating the changes of our applications before making them go live in the main environment. The application is identified through GUID. GUID in the sense globally unique identifier of Azure, which has a URL, like URL in the sense GUID dot CL, cloud app, and a .NET. So this is the staging environment. Production environment. Coming to production environment, this is the main environment for the all for the applications to go live, and it can be accessed by the target audience, and it can be accessed by means of DNS friendly URL, in the sense app name dot cloud app dot net. So this is the production environment. So this is the two deployment environments in Azure, sir.
Okay. Um, can you explain Azure Service Level Agreement (SLA)?
Okay, SLA. Actually, the SLA is a contract that make sure that two or more role instances of a role are deployed on Azure. Access to that cloud service is for sure, but it also states that if the role instances process is not in the running state, then the deductions of such processes will take place. And if these guarantees are not satisfied at any time, then Azure credits a percentage of monthly fees to the user depending on the price model. Price model of the corresponding Azure services. So this is called as a Azure Service Level Agreement. I mean SLA. So that's it, sir.
Okay. Next one, scenario question.
Okay.
How to handle this situation in Azure? Okay, if the customer is running a hybrid environment, mean having some of the applications in on premises and running for some of the applications from cloud, and for reason when classifying the applications that goes to the cloud and that stays on premises, they have decided to keep the database in house. How do we go to suggesting a solution for this customer? Yeah,
Okay.
did you understand?
Yes, sir. So the solution is using a VPN solution through VNet based on point to site. All the front end applications will be in the cloud. They will be hosted in a VNet. From the VNet, they will be connecting to the database through and a point to site VPN. The traffic and the writings and the leads are not coming through the internet, but through of the, I mean through a point to site VPN link that is connecting the Azure VNet and on-premises environment. So this model is, this model or this approach or the solution is the best suited for scenarios where there are only limited number of resources that need to be connected between on-premises and the cloud. So this way we are going to handle this situation in Azure services, sir.
Okay. Next one also scenario question.
Okay.
Yeah. How can this situation can be handled this with Azure? Okay.
Okay.
There are a group of servers connected together within a virtual network, and now we need to move them or to create a separation between them. How do you go about achieving this?
Okay, the best way we can do it is to create a new virtual machine and move all the virtual machine in that subnet to the new virtual network. But this feature is not possible with a lot of other cloud service providers like AWS and a lot of other providers. But now in those environments, we might need to shut down and we might need to stop the VM, create a new VM based on the image, and it is a hefty process. And but in Azure, I can simply move the virtual machines from one subnet to another virtual network without the need for any additional security like the network security group. I can simply isolate them if I need to creating a simple virtual network in the sense, simple new virtual network and moving the servers to the new virtual networks. So this way we are going to handle the situation, sir.
Okay. Yeah. This question, right or wrong question, just choose the correct options for the scenario. What
Okay.
would be the appropriate services to use so as to ensure that VMs are still available during this migration to Azure?
Okay.
Yeah, I will give the choice. First one, traffic manager and traffic manager. Second one, update domains. Third one, express route and the cloud services.
Okay. I think the correct answer is third one, sir. Express route and cloud services. Because express route is a right answer. Because the express route is an extension of the on-premise and the cloud environment, sir.
Okay, but why the rest are wrong answer?
Okay, but you gave three options like traffic manager, update domains, and express the routes and cloud services, right? But now my answer is C, express route and cloud services. But your question is why the rest are wrong answers. Uh, okay, I will explain. Traffic manager. Okay, I'm taking traffic manager. So this one is literally DNS service. Traffic manager is a DNS service. Update domains, coming to update domain, it again has to do with a traffic manager updating the URL, so that traffic manager gets updated and then start sending a request to the particular URL. It is going to take some time, some downtime, because when we update the URL they will have to populate it to all the different places, and it takes some time. So within the time any user trying to access, so it is going to fail. So that is the reason, sir.
Okay, Samya, your explanation is really good. Yeah, I will hand over the data to the HR team. They will get back to you. Okay. Yeah, thanks. Thank you
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
for today.